Good morning, family. It is Sunday, February 1st, and it's like 50 degrees here, which is a record temperature for Idaho this time of year. And so I'm doing this video outside. It's actually a pretty beautiful day. All right, so this video is about my IV. So I call this my IV because Dr. Tony Evans described perfectly one day when I was praying about this situation in my life that was really hard for me to go through. And it pops up in my head, pretty regularly. And then the Lord gave me a message through Tony Evans that this is my IV. It hurts going in. I just want to rip it out. No one likes to have an IV in their arm, but the medicine going in is helping us. In the same way, the trials and tests we go through, they suck to go through, but in the end, they help us out. A lot of the time, people don't realize that when they're going through a trial. How could this possibly help me? But throughout this time, I have learned that God needs to change my heart. And if I'm clinging on to my flesh, to the world, He can't use me as well. And so the other day, I was reading through Deuteronomy, and these verses just stood out and really spoke to me. So Deuteronomy 8:2. And there's about to be a really loud truck. Okay, good, it turned. Deuteronomy 8:2. And you shall remember that the Lord your God led you all the way these 40 years in the wilderness to humble you and test you, to know what was in your heart, whether you would keep His commandments or not. Deuteronomy 8:11. Beware that you do not forget the Lord your God by not keeping His commandments, His judgments, and His statutes, which I commanded you today, lest you have eaten and are full, and have built beautiful houses and dwell in them, and your silver and your gold are multiplied, and all that you have is multiplied. When your heart is lifted up, and you forget the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage, who led you through that great and terrible wilderness, in which were fiery serpents and scorpions, and thirsty land, where there was no water, who brought water for you out of the flinty rock, who fed you in the wilderness with manna, with which your fathers did not know, that He might humble you, that He might test you, to do you good in the end. There it is, you guys. This is all to do us good in the end. It brings about a better person. Even if we're facing death in our family, people think, why would God take that person? They've done nothing but good in their life. Well, maybe they had a family that needed to get on their knees and pray, that needed to seek the Lord. Maybe that was the only opportunity they would have in their life, to seek the Lord in prayer. So there's always a reason. You hear this in Deuteronomy. The Lord kept their feet from swelling. He kept their shoes together and whole. For those 40 years they wandered, He was with them the whole way. Through the snakes, through the scorching desert, He was with them, and He is with us through our trials also. So humility comes before exaltation. So we get humbled through these circumstances, and then He'll exalt us. We can't be exalted in position here on earth until we're humbled. So sometimes it takes 20 years, sometimes it takes 40 years. Just like in a marriage where someone is struggling with their spouse and thinking, why am I going through this? Why am I putting up with this? There was a time I did that, and I want to share with you what the Lord told me. I was in between wake and sleep and grumbling like the Israelites did. I was grumbling, and the Lord spoke to my soul, the Holy Spirit, and he said, will you pick up the first stone? And that's when I realized I am a part of this too. There's always two people to a marriage, right? And we both have to work on things. It's never just one person. So whatever your IV is, use it for your good. Worship through it. Thank the Lord through it. There's nothing better than thanking the Lord through trials. All right. God bless you. I hope this helps someone.